Welcome to my full day of eating, and today I'm going to be going over what I eat on my training days specifically because I eat a different amount on my rest days versus my training days. Right now I'm eating 3,300 calories on my training days. It was 3,500 calories, but I've had issues with not being hungry enough. I really just went through a period where I lost my appetite completely, and it was a real struggle to actually get down food. But that was just because of the sheer volume of food from even on my rest days. Like my rest days were 3,000 and my training days were 3,500. And I think that just caught up to me. So now I was talking over my coach and we came up with a couple of solutions, which was to pull back this week and see if my appetite returns by going to 2,500 calories on my rest days and 3,300 calories on my training days, and seeing if that would restart me, so to say. And then adding pineapple as well, not much, but to every other meal. And that's really just to lower the protein and then just adding more carbs. So this is my typical breakfast that I have every day. So I have 3 pasture-raised eggs, then I have 200 grams of egg whites, then I got some oats, then I got these 2 rice cakes with jam. This is my pre-workout meal, but because I'm training right after this meal, I'm having the rice cakes now. Usually I would have this 3 meals into the day. Because I'm gonna be going to the gym earlier, I'm gonna have it now. And I'm gonna show you guys my full day of eating, but some of the stuff that I've overcome as far as eating that I've experienced and how I came up with solutions. And the reason having eggs and oats, well, number one is eggs, there's good healthy fats in the whole eggs. The egg whites, they just add in extra protein. As far as the oats, it's a good source of carbs, good fiber in it, and so it'll satiate you when you eat it. And then as far as the pineapple, that was just thrown in to help me kind of spike my blood sugar, get my appetite up. It was pretty dead, and it still is a little bit dead, but just trying to see what will work. And it's been a little bit better the past couple of days, I will say that. Thursday, Friday were a real challenge to get down the food, but it's all about digestion. If you're digesting well, that is going to determine whether or not you're actually absorbing the food that you're eating. You never want to be too hungry, you never want to be too full. You kind of just want to be satisfied in that middle range. And that is going to be a real determination of if you're actually absorbing the food properly. And because nobody wants to train on a bloated stomach. I mean, nobody wants a bloated stomach to begin with, right? Everybody wants a flat 6-pack. If you're digesting the food correctly, that's a really good telltale sign that the foods that you're eating are working for you and you're not having allergic reactions to it, or you're doing things correctly. So down this food, hit the gym, and when I come back, you'll see my post-workout meal. All right, so I just got home from the gym, and now I'm having my post-workout meal. I believe I showed this in one of my other videos, but just cream of rice and chicken. And the reason why I'm having the cream of rice is just so fast digesting carb source right after I do a workout, and the chicken is a really good source of protein. Usually I have protein powder with this, but I still haven't bought protein powder, so I don't think I will, but I just think that animal protein is better. And then I have these 2 supplements that I use, which is creatine by Bulk. And I feel like creatine is overrated. A lot of people overestimate the effects of creatine. It does work, but it just doesn't work as good as some people think it does. It'll help you get that extra rep or 2, or it may even help your lifts go up by maybe 5 to 10 pounds. But people have this view that, oh, the creatine is gonna make me gain all this muscle. In reality, it might make you gain maybe a pound or 2 of muscle over a year's course, which is good, but it's just that it's not maybe as much as people would predict it to help. And then I have Replica GH from Old School Labs. And this is just a formula by Samir Bannout, who is the 1983 Mr. Olympia. And this is his formula for what he took during the Olympic, watermelon flavored. And what it does is if you take it every day, and it's actually been shown to increase growth hormone levels. I'm just trying this out from Old School Labs. You know my coach, he's sponsored by Old School Labs. Me personally, I'm not sponsored by any of these companies. I just use them because I like them. You can find bulk creatine on Amazon for pretty cheap, and it's actually a good size. I think this is 1.5 pounds. Hang on. Yeah, like 1.5 pounds. So it's pretty good. You get a good serving size with it, and you really just need 1 spoonful of it per day. So it's gonna last you a while. This doesn't have that much of a serving size. It has 20, so you have to buy this every 20 days. A little bit more expensive, but I like it. I use it post-workout, and then I use creatine every day. But like I said, creatine just puts water into your muscle, and in essence, it makes your muscles bigger and makes them stronger. So a couple of myths too, like you don't have to cycle creatine. You can just take it every day. There's no cycling. That was just a myth, and you don't have to overload it for like 3 days. As long as you take it every single day, it's gonna be in your system, okay? You're gonna get the same effects as if someone who was doing all the bro science side of creatine. That's what I'm working with now, and I'll see you guys on meal 3. So I got cream of rice, I have grass-fed 85% ground beef, and I got coconut oil, and then I have some baby carrots. So I'll be eating this meal for my next 3 meals moving forward for the rest of the day. And I found that just really works for me, just having consistent food groups, consistent meals, having a well-balanced diet, having a structured diet. That works really well with me, because if I have too much freedom, then it becomes a lot more complicated for me. And I had struggled for literally 2 years with just binge eating and with constantly tracking calories, making sure, not knowing like what would be my maintenance calories, and it was just sending me through like a whirlwind. And there was just so much confusion with my meal plan that I just didn't know really what direction I should go in. And it wasn't until I hooked up with my coach now, he really helped me out a lot with bringing just structure back, having whole foods all the time. And I really think that just having sugar-free condiments, like yes, they will help you lose body fat because there's not really any calories to them. And if you're really in a pinch and you're really craving something, then they can help you, I will say that. But just having them all the time, every single day, multiple times a day, I feel like that really just messed up my hunger signals, and it just made me even more hungry than what I usually would, because I would just eat a meal. Every single time I would eat a meal, I would not be satisfied at all in the slightest. Like I would have to have this times 5 in order to be satisfied, and it was crazy. But also too, I was trying to just maintain an unrealistic body fat percentage, especially for like my off season. Like I was trying to maintain single digit body fat, and that's just not realistic for me, just to be walking around all the time. I can diet for 3 months hardcore for a bodybuilding show, but after that, it's just extremely hard for me to do that. Now, I'm more so in the 12 to 15% body fat percentage range. That's just going off my eyesight. I'm a lot more calm. I have a set plan, and my physique is making great improvements too, which is awesome. For someone else, maybe this won't work. Having too much structure wouldn't work. Maybe a little bit more freedom, having more variety in their diet would work better for them. But for me, this works way better for me, and I'm good. And adding that structure and taking out the sugar-free condiments, that significantly improved my digestion and just my hunger signals, because they were just all out of whack. And like I said, for 2 years, it was like that, where I just was constantly starving all the time and never satisfied after I had a meal, and it was a nightmare. Imagine living with that like 24/7, 2 years straight. It was crazy. But yeah, so I'll probably have this meal again, and maybe I'll add some like fruit. Also too, like getting ready for a bodybuilding show, if you're someone who wants to compete, if you're someone who wants to do like a lifestyle, you don't have to worry about this. If you just stick to just whole foods, well-balanced diet, you're good. Like, you don't have to go crazy. You can eat out too, like in moderation. Like, it's not a big deal. As long as 80%, 90% of your diet is good whole foods, then you're set. But if you're someone who's struggling with binge eating like I did, try adding structure to your diet and consistency. Maybe that will help you out a lot. But as far as getting ready for bodybuilding shows, you shouldn't be going off the rails dirty bulking in your off season, and then day one, once you start prep, that's when you get serious. You should be pretty serious even in your off season. You can have obviously cheat meals here and there, that's totally fine to eat out and all that. It's not a big deal. But if you're doing it consistently every single day, multiple meals a day, where you're just going out having fast food and just not sticking to your coach's plan that he has for you most of the time, it's going to be rough for you once you get ready for the show. And believe me, I've done it before and it's a nightmare. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you can drop a like, you follow, and click the bell notification for when I post.